Well, it's finally time. After months and months of hype and covering these rumors since way back a few months, the Galaxy Bud Lives are finally on the market, and I'm honestly gotta say, at first I was a little shocked that they released these halfway into their release cycle, because usually they release these every year, but Samsung has done the impossible. They released a brand new original type of earbud on the market, and in this episode I'm gonna determine if the Buds Lives are worth it for your investment, for current Galaxy Bud users, for new users, and also everybody in general. So, let's get it going. What's happening, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to Technoid. And I just realized while I was doing the intro, I forgot my microphone. So, had to run downstairs, bring it up, and I messed up my hair in the process. But welcome back, everyone. I hope you all are having an excellent day. Now, as promised, in today's episode, I am going to be reviewing the Galaxy Bud Lives, a headphone that I have been eagerly awaiting and one that I've been really excited to review since following its rumors and speculations. Now, a couple things before we start the episode. To new users, I am a tech show host. I run a show called Technoid. Every once in a while, I like to branch out, and I like to do reviews on products, headphones, particular soundbars, whatever. So, if you are just new to the channel and you like the content, you like what I bring to the table, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss when I upload. We are so close to 2,000 subs, so let's see how far we can get there by the end of the year. Next thing I want to disclaim is that in this video I will be reviewing these, but I'll also be doing 3 different categories. I will be doing comparisons, I will be doing my personal usage, and I will also be giving you the facts before all of that. So that way you can get the review, you can get all the facts and everything you need to know, and then I will discuss my personal usage. And lastly, the last thing I want to disclaim, I will be comparing these to a couple of earbuds, so I want to get them out of the way. I will be comparing them to the AirPod Pros, I will also be comparing them to the Galaxy Bud Pluses, and just for giggles, I will also be comparing them to the Samsung ANC Type-C earphones that have noise canceller on them as well. So I will be using these all in reference of the video, so that way you guys can get the best of what these sound like compared to others. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail, but I want to use them as backup facts and counter facts if needed in the video. All the disclaimers and things out of the way, let's get it going. So for starters, these headphones retail for $169. Very good pricing, I have to say. A lot of people were concerned that it was going to be over $200 or more, but Samsung priced these just right. Now, watching the presentation for these on stage was really cool. I had a lot of high hopes, and I really was excited. And honestly, I gotta say, when looking at them in person, they completely have changed my perspective from looking at it on a screen and usage. So with enough all that out of the way, let's start the review. So the first thing I like to do is unboxing. But technically I've already unboxed these as I did a live stream where I received them in the mail. So I'm not gonna re-unbox them, but just to brush up quickly, inside of the box you get exchangeable ear hooks, which I will explain in this video. You get the USB-C cable so you can charge them, and you get your headphones as well. So starting with the headphones is the charging case, the design of the headphones. The charging case is probably my favorite thing about these. It is super compact. I honestly, when I picked these things up, I had no idea it was going to be this small. The promotion, the videos, and the images were looking like it was going to be bigger, but it's actually very minimal. And comparing them to the other headphones, it's so much more tinier. It is a smudge thicker, but not by much. Compared to the Galaxy Bud Plus case, it's almost around the same dimensions, but just very minimal. Now, taking a look at the actual headphones themselves, that is where we dive into them. Now, these headphones are, in my opinion, the most unique headphones that I have used in a long time. And the reason I say that is because for a long time, I haven't had a wow factor. Some headphones impress me, some headphones do a good job, and I've reviewed tons and tons of earbuds, but I've always been so bored ever since the original AirPods and slightly AirPod Pros, because they all felt the same. The AirPods gave me a big wow factor because it was the first of its kind, truly wireless, and it felt different. Well, these things have given me not only back that wow factor, but they've also added something original to the market. For starters, these things are designed unlike any earbud that I have seen. Now, everybody's made jokes and claimed, oh, it's a lima bean. Yeah, it's a lima bean looking, but it's a very good design. So taking a look at the actual headphones, The exterior, again, it is very minimal. They do feel super, super small when you use them, and putting them in your ear is kind of an experience. Now, I'll get to that in a sec, but take a look at the specs of the headphones. So basically, the earbuds, they weigh 5 grams, and the charging case weighs around 42 grams, so it's super light. The inside of the headphones, you have 3 microphones, 2 on the outside and 1 inner. You have 12mm speakers, so a one-way driver, but it also has a bass booster in there as well, which I will explain when we get to the sound quality portion. Each earbud has a total of 6 hours of battery life, with the case going up to 21 hours total. You can get extra battery life if you turn off the ANC and voice wake-up call. If you turn them both on at the same time, you get 5.5 hours. Now, talk time, you get about 4.5 hours, 17 hours total with ANC on, and about 5.5 hours with ANC off. Now, charging them is really cool. You get an hour use of playtime with a 5-minute quick charge. These are Qi wireless certified, so you can put them on your phone for reverse wireless charging and putting on a charging pad. And lastly, in terms of connectivity, it has Bluetooth 5.0, so you're getting the latest and greatest Bluetooth connection. It has Samsung's proprietary connection, their codec, I think it's scalable, they call it. It also supports AAC and SBC as well. And of course, these are compatible with iOS and Android. So that's all the specs, and last thing, IP rating, IPX2. So now that I've got the specs and all that out of the way, let's start with the review in my personal usage. So when you get these out of the box and you put them in your ear, these are different. Now, because there is no stem, there is no end piece, they're not going to go all the way into your ear. So they're basically going to fit basically the way AirPods kind of do, but a little bit different. So when you put them in your ear, for me, I noticed I had a rough couple of days trying to get adjusted to these things. Not just on the fit, but also them staying in my ear, how putting them in. I remember my first couple of days of using this, I almost gave up. I thought I could not get used to them. After a little bit of trial and error and practicing, I finally got the hang of it, but it was quite annoying those first couple of days. So when you get them, you're going to need a good few days to get adjusted or adapt to this design. But once they're in your ear, they feel very lightweight and they fit very nicely. I am actually very surprised at how well these fit. Not only do they feel comfortable, but they locked into my ear, which is where those ear hooks come in. You can change them. They have small and large, but I wish they would have had a medium size because that would have been a little bit better, because you're only getting 2 different sizes. Now, because this doesn't have a stem, it is technically considered a one-size-fit-all earbud. So it's all going to depend on how well your ear is and how well they adapt to this type of design, just like AirPods. When you compare them to the Galaxy Buds Pluses, they fit a little bit better. I think the Buds Plus with the stem and the ear hooks combined, so you have a better customizable fit. And when comparing them to the AirPod Pros, they feel almost the same. The difference with the AirPod Pros is that they have an in-ear design as well, but it's a lot more flush, which I will explain later. Now, when it comes to the touch controls, you have your regular standard touch controls. You have 1 touch is play and pause, 2 touches give you to play and skip, 3 touches makes you go backwards, and when you long hold, you can customize them in the app. Now, I'll get to the app section later on, but there are a lot of things that I didn't mention that I'm trying to kind of not bore you guys out, but the main thing when it comes to design, rich features and things, this thing hits the nail on that. It is feature rich and it definitely does a good job with what you get. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is microphone quality. Now, they kind of raved a lot about the microphone quality, so what I did was I decided to put these up against the Buds Plus, the Pros, and of course, the ANC Type-C headphones. So here are the microphone samples. I will let you be the judge of which one you think is better. This is a microphone test on the new Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. This is a recording without any audio or disruption in the background. Let me know your thoughts down below. This is a microphone test of the new Galaxy Buds Plus with distraction noises in the background. Let me know your thoughts down below. This is a microphone test with the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. This is a microphone test with the Samsung ANC Type-C earphones. This is a microphone test with the AirPod Pros. Now let's get to the main part of the video, the sound quality. Now, like I say with all my videos, sound is subjective to people. People have their own preference of sound, and everybody prefers things differently. In this case, for me, I'm going to be honest, before I compare them, I'm going to say right off the bat, the Buds Live sound quality is okay. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's okay. I would say it's just about good. The reason why I say that is because of its one-way driver compared to the other headphones and its predecessor, the Buds Plus. But before we get there, the sound quality is very neutral. It is nicely blended and balanced. Of course, this is coming from AKG, so you can expect good sound quality. But for the most part, the emphasis is low end, which is where that bass booster comes in to help emphasize the low end without distorting the music, which is a very, very nice touch. I do appreciate that the low end is nice and punchy. It's not too overwhelming. It blends naturally, and it helps to make the music sound nicer. When compared to the other earbuds, it's a whole different story. But talking about the Buds Lives themselves, they sound pretty good. You have your low end, which is helped to be supported with the bass booster. You have your mids in there, and the highs are not too pronounced, but it is somewhere in there. You're just gonna have to determine how you hear that. And for the most part, it is pretty good. It's not bad. I think my only problem is that it's a one-way driver. Now let's get to when we compare it. Compared to the Buds Plus, there is a lot more clarity with the Buds Plus and a lot of separation, but it doesn't have that bass, so I will give the up to the Buds Live because it has better bass. But when it comes to clarity and separation, I think you can argue that the Buds Plus sound better because of the two-way drivers. And when compared to the AirPod Pros, they actually sound about the same. I would say the AirPod Pros are a lot more neutral, so they do have bass but not as much. So again, the bass goes to these. They do have very good bass. And also for giggles, comparing them to the ANC Type-C headphones, they sound alright. Again, it's comparable, but again, better bass. So if you really want the bass, I think this is where you're gonna need to go. But honestly, the sound quality is okay. I think I prefer the separation. I like clarity. I do like to hear vocals a little bit better. So for me, I'm not too crazy on the sound quality, but of course it can vary depending on who uses it. Now we get to the second main part of these earphones. That is the noise canceller. Now that's kind of the main selling point of these headphones, but after looking at a lot of reviews and a lot of people complain about them, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. And I can confirm that with my own testing. Now, it does depend, again, on how well it fits flushed in your ear and also how well you use them. Now, I'm going to just disclaim right now, I had a rough time with my left earbud. For some reason, it wouldn't fit my left earbud no matter what ear tip I used. My right ear was nicely secured versus my left, so the noise canceller for me felt disturbed and it couldn't really do its job. But once I was able to use it and take them with me for exercise and walking around, the noise canceller it's okay. I think it's okay because it does a good enough job of getting rid of some of the noise, but it doesn't fully get rid of everything because, again, it's not a direct seal. Now, comparing them to the AirPod Pros, again, they take the cake. I think those are the best noise cancelers on an earbud, but the Buds Plus would have been a little bit better if they had a more in-ear design. And comparing them to the ANC Type-C earphones, I argue that these are actually better than the Buds Live because, again, it goes back to that in-ear design, but also it just creates less cabin pressure because these, I feel, are a lot more lighter and compact. Now, again, these are wired headphones, but because they have noise canceller and they are made by Samsung, I wanted to throw that in. But when it comes also to cabin pressure with the ANC, I will say they don't create that much, and it actually is pretty nicely in your ear. But I really couldn't tell the difference because, again, that left side kind of threw off the ANC. So for me personally, the ANC is not really a selling point. I think what you're buying them for is the form factor, sound quality, and the microphone quality, if that's what you're narrowing down. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention before I get to my overall final thoughts is the app. Now, inside of the app, you do get a lot of good features. There is no ambient noise because, again, this isn't a seal-in earphones, so you don't necessarily need ambience. But in lab, it does have an ambience tester, but I'll get to that. But taking a look at the app, you have the noise canceller where you can turn it on or off. You also have different EQs. You can change the EQ on your preference. You also have announcement, notifications, the Bixby wake-up call. You also have a couple of tweaks with the lab. So it has gaming mode where it reduces latency on gaming, which is also something I forgot to mention, but I'll get to the end of the video. And lastly, the update and etc. and all those. Now, compared to the Buds Plus, they are about the same, except the only difference is it has ambient mode compared to the Buds Live. So in terms of features, about the same. So overall, on a scale, what do I think of these earbuds? Now this is where my usage, and then I will split it up on whether you should get these or not. So overall, on my final thoughts on these, I think they're pretty good. But the thing that really separates me from most people is that I think these are a love-hate relationship with these earphones because it's all gonna come down to how well your ear adapts to these and how well they fit. Because if your ears can fit these things in flushed and they don't feel like they're not loose on one side or the other, and if it feels perfect, then I think these are a winner for you. Because everybody else, I think it's gonna be a hassle because again, it's a one-size-fit-all, so it's not going to work for everyone. But I will say there are a lot of positives here that Samsung can tweak. This is a first-generation product, so they have a lot of room to improve and definitely to expand as the future goes. So for starters, the things that I really liked, again, sound quality was alright. I would like for them to have tweaked that a little bit. They could do that later. I do like that they feel nice and light. They don't take up too much space in your pocket. They feel flushed in my ears, nice and secure. And mostly, they did their job well. My negatives would have to be that left side. I am not too crazy about that. I would have wished for it to have been included a third extra pair of the ear hook. A medium size probably would have done the job. I am a little disappointed though in terms of the sound quality because again, I'm so used to the Buds Plus. I do like the separation, but it's not terrible. In no way is it bad. But I think what it comes down to is really what are you going to use them for and how well they do the job. Because I will say this, from my testing and my usage, I don't think noise canceller is going to be a main selling point. I think you're going to have to buy these based on if you want something that isn't in your ear. Now, lastly, the thing I mentioned is who are these earphones for? So I'm going to divide these up into 3 categories. If you're an Android user, iOS user, current Galaxy Bud user. If you're a current Galaxy Bud user and you have the Buds Plus, I would argue not to switch to these only because those earphones can be adjusted better in terms of fit, design, and also I would just like to personally say that I use memory foam so I don't have that much irritation in my ear and I can wear them for a longer duration. So that's something to consider. But if you are considering getting these, I would definitely say try them out before you buy them or just get them, try them out. And if you like them, keep them. If not, you could send them back. But that's for current Galaxy Bud users. For people that are looking for iOS phone users, I would say just stick with the AirPod Pros as it's made for iOS perfectly, so there really is no reason to deviate away. But it is definitely a worthy contender. But Android users, Samsung users, yes, because there is a lot of positives here. But again, like I said, it all goes back to how well they fit in your ear. So I would suggest to everyone, please try these out before you decide to keep them. Purchase them, try them out. You have a month to try them out, and if you don't like them, you can send them back. But for me personally, if I had to pick between all of these headphones, I think for me, I'm going to stick with the Buds Plus and the AirPod Pros because I use them for different usages. But if I didn't have the Buds Plus and if I was looking for something that doesn't feel jammed in my ear, then I probably would go with these. But again, the fit, it just threw me off. So I'm going to wrap up the video by saying it's a love-hate relationship. It all comes down to how well it fits in your ear. And that's it for today's episode. So guys, I really hope you were able to get something out of these headphones. I hope you were able to get something out of this review. Now, if there was anything that I missed at all in this episode that you would like me to clarify, that you want me to answer in the comment section, please feel free to write your concerns and questions down in the comment section. As always, everybody, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody, and peace!